So this is a really marvelous, wonderful thing about the actual use of how we can create wonderful solutions to what we, for some reason, use old-fashioned thinking to solve our current situations. That doesn't work, obviously. But the fantastic thing is what supports win-win-wins is the fact that this higher level of consciousness and thinking and creativity and innovation is what allows the new solutions to be promoting and creating exponentially explosive economic solutions, economic booms, and really, substantial and, solid wealth. And you do that with, how do you save the economic bubble that's going on? Not just, let's start with this country. Let's start with America. The wonderful, important thing that, of course, should be put out and be done, and questions should be asked about it, and as well as the solutions to be stated about it, about the structures and infrastructures and type of solutions that are done in everyday type of activities, as well as the use for age groups, all types of demographics. The solutions are the tools, and those tools are the actual advanced technologies that still have yet to be announced and still have yet to be put out. And those are going to be announced and put out, and that is going to be the wonderful solution to economic issues countrywide, all over the country, in just a few months, really. So, probably sooner than that. So, what are these? Absolutely wonderful use of these technologies makes it easier, more hands-on to accomplish more work, create more production at either no costs or low costs, promoting demand at the same time promoting supply. But mostly what it promotes is work, desire to, because you put a new creative outlet, a new hunger, in a sense, a new desire for the co-creation of the destiny of humanity, of America, and of freedom. It's very easy because not only are age groups that are usually focused on going to school and education are able to use these simple yet creative solution innovations with the advanced technology to work on themselves, to make themselves completely independent, therefore being an absolute voice, or therefore being a voice to infinite wisdom, which is always guiding us higher and higher into brighter realms and higher realms of light. And the interesting thing is that it's being, fought tooth and nail by the globalists, but that's not a problem because we've already transcended them. 1, 2, we've already know that we're kind of unstoppable. 3, freedom, liberty, and prosperity is just kind of ultimately the wonderful solution that prevails. How is that? Because with the wonderful freedom and access to ideas and prosperity and innovation, all those things create a whole new environment in which we work on, a whole nother level of clarity in which we operate upon, with, and utilizing brand new tools in order to get information, receive information, pass on information, as well as developing our own abilities as human beings, with our senses, with our bodies, with our mental capacities, mental understandings, mental cognitive thinking abilities, and with our actual spiritual abilities of empathy, precognition, clairvoyance, clairsentience, telekinesis, psychokinesis, on and on and on. And these are going to be enhanced by the advanced technologies that we use to benefit ourselves and our posterity and humanity, securing liberty in a brand new way with brand new waves. So these types of technologies are really going to allow for that. They're going to cure also many types of illnesses and diseases which are basically no longer in existence. It's in effect gonna permanentuate, like cement, the actual creativity that exists in the human body, the human spirit, which is ultimately has the birthright to be immortal. We all have that birthright, and we're discovering that. We're going to discover it, and ta-da, we discovered it. It's been discovered. It's always been known, and we will be healthy for all human beings and all life. Of course, this is not just restricted to human beings. Plants will benefit greatly. Animals will benefit greatly. They will receive great amounts of light and nourishment and nutrition, and be able to become healthy and fortified in revolutionary ways, also assisting them in their ascension, as we all are one in assisting all of ourselves in this peaceful ascension that we're all being guided into. Led into, brought into, popped into. I mean, literally, this is the appearance of, or the actual positive transformation of actual peace and prosperity. That's to make it as frank as possible. So the wonderful thing is that also the uses of things that were done previously can be used to benefit what we do futurely. Now that could be that's a bit vague, so I'm gonna really that's the general ball that I'm gonna put this next point into, which is the fact that we can do the same things, for example, that we did in terms of economics, but apply it with these new tools of this advanced technology, and with a better understanding, which makes it easier, which makes it more fluid, which makes more productivity, which makes more excitement, which gives a little bit more ease and a little bit less stress. Not a little bit less stress, a lot less stress upon the human body, and a lot less stress upon Mother Nature and upon Gaia. It's going to create a lot more energy, allow us to have a lot more energy and a lot more time, a lot more free time, and a lot more freedom. A lot more freedom. Because, of course, we're now in an environment where we don't have to work as hard to get the sustenance and the nutrients we need, per se. We can, like an analogy of the tree, we can stand rooted firmly in the ground, and we stand strong. Our roots are in the earth, so that keeps us rooted from many types of storms, and we spread out our leaves, our entire being always constantly breathing through every pore on our body. So like we breathe in carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. We inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. We absorb the sunlight, which we turn into food, and we become self-sufficient and self-sustaining as just a self-sustaining body, being of light, a being of magnificence, of elegance, of great strength. So that is a beautiful, and of course, the wisdom of trees is very important because they have a lot to teach us, and we have a lot to learn. So the marvelous thing about being able to have access to this, for one, to live in this, for two, and to learn from this, and three, by all age groups, allows us to create continuous creative solutions that are like a creative force itself. So it's like we come up with new ideas that are what fuels the actual merriment, prosperity, and productivity of the actual technology, to make it more interesting, more attractive, and more creative. So it's like, of course, there are things that make certain establishments attractive, whether it's nature inside the restaurant, fountains, aquariums, maybe the light setting, maybe the music, live band. In a sense, that kind of creativity is what you add to this tool, which is there's so many different ways, and I can just give really great ideas, and of course we all support this with action, which is done through freedom and through our Bill of Rights and our Constitution, which we still have and love to defend, as well as supporting our own fire of liberty and patriotism, which kind of excites liberty around the world. So some of these ideas, which help to provide the solutions to everything, really, and to really exist on that next level, is food, hydroponic gardens. You've got gardens that basically grow themselves, and the food is so much healthier, so much better for you, and it is full of health. And so it's basically just a non-fossil fuel run transportation device that picks it up and transports it. That is the whole new evolutionary step to the way that we get food, take food, order food, eat food, experience foods, see food. So that's what we can transition into, because it is an experience in itself. The action of how we involve ourselves in getting food becomes an art form, just in the same way that farming was an art form, and part of a very important culture of working hard. That becomes its own art form, and that in itself, that just one solution generates endless prosperity for our country. The other one is, of course, actual transportation all around the country, possibly even eliminating roads and just using all types of air transportation devices, using EMVs, electromagnetic vehicles, electromagnetic gravitics, anti-gravity, all those types of transportation devices to go from place to place. Changes the way we do business, changes the way we interact, changes the way we can go from place to place, changes transportation costs, changes costs about transportation overall, and changes the willingness for us to do something at another location, as well as the speed to spread ideas, spread people, and to spread awesomeness ultimately. That's just transportation. Of course, energy, everything that runs on our energy will be limitless. So there'll be larger things or even smaller things that require a lot more energy, that are powered by more energy. Same way with the computer development, except it will be a lot faster. Once again, like I said, in months, we can have something the size of a cell phone that does everything, from everything, And that's the spectacular thing about unlimited energy from zero-point energy field or all these technologies that have yet to be put out that will be visualized. And these are just things that are underway, things that, of course, are talked about a lot more than they were, because we now have freedom supporting. So this is just the selflessness action of George W. Dresden, and it's a pleasure to be of service continuously, because it's about to get so much better. We're winning so much. We're going to win explosively in amazing positive ways. Burst of lights.